Hello everybody, George Kenner. What are you going to get out of this video? I'm going to show you how you could make a cutting board that's suitable to be given as a gift, almost heirloom quality, and where you can go to get all the supplies, including the wood, and how to get it surfaced. Now, let me show you. This is purple heart and white maple. I don't know which camera angle is going to give us the best view, but this is a 19 by 19 inch cutting board. Well, why is this so big? Well, the reason is a lot of times you get a big like roast or turkey, it's the holiday season, you want to cut it and it's bouncing all over the kitchen counter. Plus the liquids from the roast, they're all getting all over the place. It turns into a mess. Well, with a bigger board, you don't have that problem. Most planers that we use are 13 inches. Now I have a 13-inch planer, but I got a 19-inch board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this without a CNC machine. So shout out to my friend Emily, that mom with a laser. She told me that what I needed to do was set up an Amazon influencer store, and I did it. And the reason that she likes this influencer store is, of course, you're gonna make a tiny little commission, but you can put all the products that you use in your shop. Like I use Titebond 3. I'm not sponsored by Titebond 3, but if you buy off of the link, you can see it. But you can literally go through the list on Amazon and see all of the products that I use. So, and I won't put anything on there that I don't like. So if you're so inclined, the link will be down in the comments. You can go look at it. When I cut this board, it ended up with some burning from the saw blade. It was kind of a hard cut to make, and I didn't want to take any more off. So I'm going to sand this before I go, because when I come back, and this is down to 220, I don't want to put it on something when I do the finish sanding before I apply the application. I may even, on this particular board, put a juice groove or a little rail so that it's a little bit cleaner board. You won't be able to do that without the CNC, but you can imagine what it'd be like without it. So this behind me, I want to make a point. This is the cleat that held this on the wall. It holds the vacuum. It functions as a stand for my little GoPros, or actually I use Insta360s. All of the stuff that I use, even for my camera equipment, will also be in the store. It fell off. I was lucky I didn't lose a camera, and it was all my fault. Now, why do I share this? Well, I didn't put enough glue on here. It broke loose. It's a mistake I made. If you think you're going to get involved in this hobby and never make a mistake, you're in trouble. It's just going to happen. That shouldn't stop you. The longer you stay with woodworking, the higher the quality of your product and the more success you'll have. But giving something away, I had a friend come in this weekend, Grace. Grace said, you know, George, I really like this stuff. Next thing you know, we're moving a couple of pieces of wood around. We glued it up. We went to lunch, spent a couple hours out in the community, came back, planed off the piece, put it on the CNC, and now she has a charcuterie board. Should have seen the smile on her face. Don't be hesitant to have your friends come over and do something together. I mean... So everybody, you probably figured out in the video that what I did was I went to Woodworker's Source in Tempe, Arizona on Elliott Road, and I had them run all of my boards through their belt sander to give me an absolutely perfect starting basis to make these boards. Look at this. It's Canary Island rosewood and maple. It is a phenomenal board. When I say heirloom quality, there's no sanding marks in this that I can find, even on the ends. What I did was, to get this corner I did these actually with a file just to be able to demonstrate to you that with just simple tools, you could do this. You could do it with a sanding block and sandpaper. Now, I have a Festool sanding system that is a dust collector, but you don't have to have that. This, you could make something like this for a loved one and they'd have it literally for a lifetime. You can even go into the store and buy perfectly milled boards. Everything is all trued up. You could select the pieces that you wanted and glue them up, take them back and have it surfaced. This is 13.5 inches, will not go through my planer. This is a 19-inch board. You can just tell the difference in the texture and finish. See, this is a purple heart board. It's been sanded to about 220. It's ready for some more. I did these corners the exact same way. You do not have to have a really expensive set of tools to make a cutting board. Now, I took in a board that I had done that was a charcuterie board. I made it for one of my friends. Her name's Grace. Now, Grace lives near this store in Arizona. So I've got this board right here. This is a mahogany. This is a hickory beast. I think don't tell her, but I'm probably gonna run this over there, get it done and see if I can't visit with Grace a little bit more. Women love wood shops. They think that this is great. She actually went over to my CNC, designed the charcuterie board. It was the second one that I made. Now, when I took it in and I showed it to the guys, they were so impressed with the finish that they wanted to know how I did it. And they said, must be proprietary. And I says, yeah, it's really fancy stuff. It was beeswax and mineral oil. It was all in the prep work. All work like this is in the prep work. What I do is I take a silicone pad that I keep clean. I put it on top of my table saw. I'll get maybe a microfiber towel and put it underneath there, although it's not really necessary depending upon the grit. I'll run through the grits. I start and I redo the entire board in about the same grit that it came off. And I'm gonna say that that was probably 80 to 100 grit. So sometimes you'll get a little snipe in the board. It's a little dip that'll be generated either by the planer or a belt sander. Now, I saw somebody that was advertising a $1,500 board on YouTube. You can see the snipe. I mean, it's like you have a little dip in the board. That's not what you're looking for. You could, if you skip the step of trying to make sure that it's entirely flat, you could get a little bit of snipe. So just be cognizant of that in the store. Every exotic wood, I've never seen a better selection of exotic woods. And they'll do all the milling. If you wanted something half sawn or and I'm gonna save this because I'm gonna go back and buy another piece of wood. And I wanna show you something else that they'll do. Now, when I go to it, and I'm gonna call it a mid-box store. It's not a Home Depot or any of those places. Someplace that specializes in this and basically will sell the more expensive tools for woodworking. I went into one of the stores in San Diego. I had a very bad experience. And they don't have a tool that they can do anything with. Why I was in Woodworker Source, a pilot came in that I think he was with Delta, and he was in there looking for the most exotic woods that he could get. Now, somebody flies from all over the world, and he's in Tempe trying to buy wood. I just tell you, if you get to Phoenix, there's 2 stores there, and then there is another one in Tucson. I haven't been to the Tucson store, but you know, every store is going to have, you know, slightly different wood. You can't have all the same. They have and will ship wood, including the slats to make these cutting boards that are already all pre-milled. They just have to be glued up right on their website. They have, of course, all the tools. I saw a table saw in there that I really need. That could be another excuse to go visit Grace. I mean, to buy a table saw. So this is a way you can, you know, you can really make something very minimal effort, and end up with one heck of a product. I've been doing some videos on reviews for CO2 lasers, and I came up with an idea today that I'm going to share. I'm going to put a link as the last one for the introduction to a thing called Aeon Experience. I actually went back to Florida and did some testing on a bunch of different brands of lasers. A couple of people asked me some legitimate questions, and there were some observations that, I won't want to say they questioned my integrity, but I think I have a way to even demonstrate more how you can protect yourself when you're buying a CO2 laser. And you're talking something in the range of probably $5,000 to $25,000. You want to do a little protection. I wish all you guys the best. You can do this stuff. It's not that hard. It's some patience, a little dedication, and knowing the right place to go. Final comment. If you go to their site, you can sign up. Every one of the emails that I have got from Woodworker Source has been a video format that gives me a tip or a hint. It gives me some information that I need. They're going to have a Christmas party where they put a bunch of people's work on display. I'm thinking about maybe putting something in. We'll see what happens with that. And go do it. You can do this. There's nothing stopping you.